Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Henrietta. On today's video, we're going to be talking about weight loss, how you should be eating for weight loss, what you should be eating, and how you should be eating in general. So let's get right into the video. For someone who has been on several weight loss journeys, I can tell you that the most difficult part, it has got to be knowing what to eat, trying to figure out what to eat. How should I be eating? What should I be eating? How do I even know if I am in a calorie deficit? What is a calorie deficit? How can I be on a calorie deficit? How do I know the amount of food I should be eating? How do I calculate? All those type of things, it can be confusing and it can be overwhelming, especially if you're someone that wants to, work alone. You don't want to work with a coach. You don't want to go on any fitness plans or anything. Now, from my own experience, I will tell you that the easy way out is to sign up for a fitness program. So maybe like a weight loss program or something. These things don't come cheap. You have to pay a membership or a subscription fee, right, to sign up for the weight loss program. So a lot of people are not able to afford that. So why can't you just do this on your own? So the first thing you want to do is to be in a calorie deficit. Now, what does it mean to be in a calorie deficit? It just means consuming less calories than your body burns. That's just the simple definition or explanation of a calorie deficit. Now, how do you know that you're eating in a calorie deficit, or how do you eat in a calorie deficit? The first thing you have to do is know your TDEE. Now, TDEE simply means total daily expended energy. In simple terms, or in simple English, this just refers to the amount of energy that your body burns when you factor in your activity level. Do you understand? So there's an online calculator, or all you need to do is go online and search how to calculate my TDE or TDEE calculator, and then you input your details. I think they usually ask for your height, for your weight, and some of your measurements. So that gives you your TDE, right? I would link a TDE calculator in the description box so you can just check it out. Now, I have to say that all of these measurements, all of these calculations, they're not 100% accurate, but what they do is they give you a good idea, they give you a good range to work with. It's better than working blindly, it's better than guessing, to be honest. So once you get your TDEE, you want to eat less than that number. So let's say, for instance, my TDE is around 8,900. If I'm trying to be in a calorie deficit, I would be eating less than 8,900 calories. So I personally don't recommend that you go too low, right? Anything that's, getting less than 1,500 calories for me is too low. You don't want to eat too low because you start to feel dizzy, you start to feel very exhausted, it starts to affect your hormones. Some people lose their periods and all of that, all of those side effects. You really don't want that. So I would personally recommend eating 200 or 250 to 300 calories less than your TDEE. So if your TDEE is 1,900 calories, try to keep it. The least you should be eating is 8,006. I would personally even recommend you do 8,700. So you're eating 200 calories less than your TDEE. Adding 30 minutes to 1 hour exercise daily would then further put you in, more calorie deficit. So if you are working out for 30 minutes and burning, let's say 200 or 300 calories, if you add that to the 200 calories deficit you already have from your food intake, you have a total of about 500 or 600 calorie deficit in a day, which is good, is sustainable, something you can sustain for a long period of time. Yeah, number one, in summary, calculate your TDEE and figure out how much calories you need to be eating per day. Factor in exercise to also help you, put you in more deficits. Do you understand? I hope you get the point. Point number two, second thing you want to do is to track your calories to be sure how much calories you're eating. Now, a lot of people, it's kind of turn. People would say, oh, track your calories. Some other people would say, oh, you don't need to track your calories. Now, I would tell you what has worked for me, or based on my own experience and working with other people, I would say that tracking your calories, honestly, is the easiest way to go if you're trying to really see progress and really control the amount of progress that you see, because then you know what you're eating, you know how much you're eating, and then you kind of like have an idea of how much weight you would lose at the end of the month, or whatever period you have set for yourself. Now, the best way to do this is to use an app. I use my Fitness Pal, which I have been using for a really long time. So the app, all you need to do is input the meals you're eating and the quantity or the weight, or the size, whatever, and then you enter that into the app, and the app just kind of gives you how much calories are contained in that meal. And you have like a daily what they call it, a page, so like a diary, like, so daily you enter your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever it is you're eating. It gives you all those slots where you input all of that. So at the end of the day, as you're eating, the app is kind of like adding those calories together. So you would see what you've eaten, the calories you've eaten so far for the day. You would see what you have left. You also see your target calories for that day. So it just makes life easy, right? Because the truth is, we tend to underestimate the amount of food we eat. Say, for instance, if I ask you to guess how much calories is in a, say, tablespoon of vegetable oil, some people will say, oh, 1 tablespoon, I mean, it should be like 10 calories, but no, it's 120. You get, so you would just be surprised the amount of calories contained in the food you eat, and you just be surprised how much food you're eating if you're not tracking your food. I remember when I started tracking my meals initially, I used to tell myself, oh, I don't eat so much. When I want to take rice, I'll probably just take like two serving spoons or 3 serving spoons, and it doesn't look so much. But when I started measuring my food and tracking my food, and I have to eat 1 cup of rice, oh my gosh, it looked so small. I'm like, is this the 1 cup of rice that is over 200 calories? This is the tiny rice. Do you understand? And if you already know your TDEE and you're trying to eat in a deficit, so let's say your goal for the day is to eat 8,700 calories. I mean, if you're not tracking your meals, then how do you know when you've eaten 8,700 calories? Do you understand? If you're not tracking it, how do you know when you've eaten 8,700 calories? So how do you then work with that figure? It's almost impossible, because you can't know it off your head. You need to track your calories. The third thing you need to be doing is to eat all classes of food for proper nutrition, balanced diet. Eat your carbs, eat your protein, eat your healthy fats. There's nothing wrong with carbs. There's nothing wrong with carbs. There's nothing wrong with carbs. Honestly, if someone still tells you in this date and time not to eat carbs, or that carbs are bad for you, you need to block that person. You need to block that person, delete that person's number from your phone, and stop all communication with that person, because that person is evil. That person does not like you. Carbs are your body's preferred source of energy, right? It just matters, the quantity and the quality of carbs you're eating. It's one thing to eat processed foods, junks and all of that. They're carbohydrates, but they're simple carbs, and they're processed, and your body just goes through them like this. Your body burns them out quickly, and that's why you start to get cravings. You start to get hungry immediately after you've eaten, because you're not eating. Those foods don't have enough fiber to keep you full. A lot of them are just filled with sugars and just nonsense. Do you understand? So eat all classes of food, but quality. Remember, quality is important. So when you're eating your fat, make sure you're eating healthy fat, your avocados, your peanut butters, and all of that good stuff. You're eating your carbs, make sure you're eating complex carbs, make sure you're eating your fruits and vegetables, you're eating your potatoes, your yam, your beans, your quinoa, your what they call it, your whole wheat pasta, your brown rice. Just make sure you're eating all of that good stuff, complex carbs that are high in fiber, that would keep you full for long. Do you understand? It's not that you eat and then the next 30 minutes you're feeling hungry. You want to eat things that would keep you full. So ditch the simple carbs, ditch the overly processed foods, and opt for healthier, whole grain and whole foods. Do you understand? So but make sure you're eating all classes of foods. They are all important, they're all good for you, and they help to balance your hormones, most importantly. And the next thing you want to do is eat more proteins. Make sure that you're eating more protein. So aim to eat about 1.5 gram per kg of your weight, of your body weight. So for instance, someone who is 50 kg, for instance, eating 1.5 grams of protein, that would amount to, I think, about 75 grams of protein per day. So it is important you eat your protein, or you eat a good amount of protein, because protein, eating a good amount of protein helps to increase your metabolism, because your body burns more calories when it is digesting and just processing the proteins that you eat. So when your body is digesting food, of course it burns calories, but it burns more calories when it's digesting protein, and so this increases your metabolism. Do you understand? So eating proteins, very important. Now, you don't have to go overboard with this, especially if you're not really particular about building muscle and weight gaining muscle and all of that. The recommended amount is 1.5 grams for your weight in kg. Do you understand? So you just multiply your weight in kg by 1.5 grams. And if you're using the MyFitnessPal app, you could just impute that amount of protein you want to eat per day. I think you can impute it in percentage, right? Now, if you want me to go through the app, talk about how to use the app, like share my screen, talk on how to use the app, and like give you guys a tutorial on how to use the app, please let me know in the comment, and I would work on that video. I'll work on making that video for you guys. And next thing you want to do is eat more fruits and vegetables. Bulk up your meals with vegetables. It will help you to stay full longer. I feel like I've said this earlier, vegetables are a good source of fiber keeps you longer, it aids digestion, it improves your gut health. It has so many amazing benefits for your body. So you want to make sure that you're eating your vegetables, you're eating your fruits, and bulking up your meals with vegetables is one secret ingredient to helping you eat less. Do you understand? So say for instance you want to eat 1 cup of rice. Now that me and you, we both know that when you eat 1 cup of rice, it's not going to do anything. You're not going to even feel satisfied. But when you eat 1 box, so imagine you eat one cup of rice, and then you have like 2 cups of salad, or coleslaw, or steamed broccoli, or whatever vegetable you decide to eat. Now you have that at the side of your plate, and then your protein. That is a huge meal, because what the vegetable is going to do is it has taken up at least half of the plate. Now you're going to eat that, you're going to feel full, which is going to help you, because vegetables are naturally at least 95% vegetables are naturally low in calories. So you have like a cup, like 100 grams of broccoli, and it has less than 50 calories. Can you imagine that? And then eat your rice, eat your protein, and before you have had a good meal, and it's about 400 or 450 calories for that meal at most. So it's a good way to spend your calories. I always say that calories are like currency. You get to spend them, so spend them wisely. So one good way to spend your calorie wisely is by eating vegetables and bulking up your meals with vegetables. So experiment. You can do your spinach, ugu, efo. You can do your more executive vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, the foreign spinach. You can do your cabbage, your carrots. You can do a stir fry, whatever it is, salad. Like I really like salads, so you can do salads and so many others. Just make sure you're eating your fruits and you're eating your vegetables. Another thing which is very important that you need to do is to cut back on junks, cut back on sodas, cut back on sweets and sugars, and all of those stuff that are empty calories. They give you provide no nutritional value, and they are loaded with calories and just making it difficult for you to lose weight or to see progress in your journey. Cut back as much as possible. Now, there are two ways. You can decide to go the easy way, which is by reducing the amount you consume. Say, for instance, if you're someone that likes to take Coke, so you take 2 bottles of Coke per day, you can reduce to 1 or half a bottle. I remember one time I had a very unhealthy addiction to Coke when I was in university, and I would take as much as 3-4 bottles per day. Now, when I identified that, okay, this is a major problem, what I did was intentionally I started cutting back. So I would take 2, and then I got to a point I was taking 1, and then there's this funny thing I did. I got to a point where I would take 1 bottle for 3 days. So I would have the bottle, I would maybe take half a cup, put the bottle in the fridge, and then the next day I will take some, and then the next day I'll take some. And that was how I gradually weaned myself off taking Coke. So if you have that discipline, right, go that route. But if you know, and honestly, this is just my own principle because it works for me. If you know that this is something that maybe you have tried, to gradually reduce the way you eat it or reduce the amount, and it doesn't seem to be working, I would say go the extreme and cut off completely from that thing for a while, until you're able to get to that point where it doesn't really bother you anymore. Do you understand? And honestly, I know some people would disagree with this, but this is just how I see it, and this is just what has worked for me. There are some things I don't really care about. Like, I'm not really a chocolate person, so even if I have chocolate in my house, I'm not going to eat it. So something like that, it has no control over me. I'm not bothered by it, so I can have it in my house. And even if I open my fridge and I see it sitting there, I may or may not eat it. And even if I will, I'll probably not even eat it as much. Maybe just, a little. But I, for one thing I have a problem with is peanuts. Granite. See roasted granite? You can kidnap me with that stuff. It's really bad, you guys. Like, if I see a bottle of granite here, peanuts, granite, if I see a bottle here, honestly, I would finish it in 2 days. That's if I'm even trying to control myself. So what do? I don't buy it. I don't keep it at home because I know myself. I am being honest with myself, right? I don't feel like I have that discipline to see it, to have it in my house and not eat it. So the best way to help myself is not have it at all. In fact, I told my husband, please, if you want to eat peanut, eat it outside. Please don't bring it to the house because it's a problem for me. Do you understand? So be honest with yourself. If it's something you can control, you can have a little, every other day, fine. It's good to indulge sometimes. But if you know it's something that is really causing like a major setback for you on your journey, and you can't seem to discipline yourself, because it takes time to discipline yourself. It's not just an overnight thing. Then the best way would be to cut off from that thing. By the time you feel more confident, or you have built, what's the word? Discipline over that particular thing, then you can introduce it back. So it just depends. Just be honest with yourself and look for the best method that would help you control your cravings and your sugar cravings and all of that. And then when you're cutting those things off, you want to snack on healthier stuff. So snack on fruits, snack on vegetables, snack on Greek yogurt, granola, although that's even that has high fat, so you want to not overdo it. So me, when I want to snack on Greek yogurt, I will only have like 100 grams or 150 grams at most, just an amount that fits into my calorie goal for the day, because I track my calories. The final thing, and I feel like I have said this, but just for emphasis sake, replace processed foods with whole foods. Oats are really good. If you follow me on Instagram, I am unapologetic, or what am I saying? I am an oats addict. Like, I love, love, love oats. They're so versatile. You can do so many things with them. You can have, you can just turn them around. Overnight oats, oat porridge, pancake. You can make oat swallow with oat flour. You can bake with it. You can do so much with it. So I really like oats. And then, you can eat like things like quinoa. You can eat things like bulgur. You can eat so many other things. Honestly, they're not coming to my mind right now, but yeah, you get the gist. The gist is eat less processed foods. Be intentional about eating whole grain and whole foods. Eat your yam, eat your potato, eat your sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are really good. Eat your what do you call it? Eat your legumes, eat your beans, lentils, and all of that stuff. Love your body. Spend money on food. There's nothing wrong with spending money on food. Because that's legit what I do. I live for it. I love to spend my money on food because hello, if I don't take care of my body, if I don't take care of me, who will? What's the point spending money buying clothes, buying fancy stuff? And when it comes to buying food, people complain, oh, eating healthy is expensive, eating healthy is expensive. But you buy ticket and go to Davido's concert. It's not balanced. It's not balanced now. It's not balanced. So yeah, please spend money on food. When you have money, spend money on food. And I don't subscribe to the fact that eating healthy is expensive. There are so many options. There are so many options. And I'll be honest, like, yes, you have to be intentional. If you're intentional, you will know that it's for a good cause. So if you buy one pack of whole wheat pasta, say 1,000 or 1,200, yes, I know golden penny is about, how much is it right now? Say maybe 500 or 600, and you're buying whole wheat pasta for like double that amount. You're not going to eat it in one sitting. I would probably personally I use like a pack of pasta maybe 8 times, because you don't even have to eat so much. You're trying to lose weight, remember? So you don't have to eat so much, so it will last. You're not going to eat it in one sitting. You would eat this thing several times. So please spend the money, invest the money. It's a good investment, okay? So that'll be it for this video, guys. I feel like I have listed 7 tips to help you eat healthier and eat better in order to lose weight. If you have any questions so far, please ask them in the description box. Ask them in the comments. What is wrong with me? Ask your question in the comment and I will get to it. I will answer all your questions. And if there are any videos you would like to see, or you want me to talk about specifically, please just drop those suggestions and I would also get to it. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to like this video, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys. Bye.